is Sunday, August 3rd. We're about to run 13.1 miles as part of our marathon training, and I'm in beautiful downtown Austin, 6:30 a.m. Trying to get out there before it gets too hot. So in this vlog, I'm just going to take you through a Sunday in my life, pretty raw, uncut. I'm going to take you through this run. I'm going to show you what I'm building for my iOS fitness AI app, EVEX, and take you through other stuff I do on a Sunday. But without further ado, let's get into it. Gotta fuel up before we run, so we have this beautiful everything bagel with banana and honey on top. All right, it's now 8:30 a.m. Got caught up doing some journaling and planning, but always good to get that done, clean the apartment. So we're going for a 7:45 mile pace, 13.1 miles. Gonna be along Ladybird Lake. We have one gel. Let's get after it. All right, long run debrief. That was tough. Really wish I got out there earlier, though my performance was still great. Looking at my splits here, the first 11 were all right around 7:45, what I was going for. Probably came out a little too hot at 7:25, but was feeling good. Did the whole Ladybird Lake, that was through 11 miles, and then yeah, you could see mile 12 slowed down, and then oof, that last 13 was a slow 8:20 pace. Really not that bad, only 2 seconds behind my target goal pace. Still proud of it. Had a lot of good positive thoughts during that run. So without further ado, I'm gonna walk you through what I'm building with EVEX, my next iOS app. All right, now I wanna give you guys an update on my fitness AI project I've been working on and workshopping, and I've finally started building the Swift UI component for. So just a simple app, what we have right now. And again, Swift UI is very new to me. I've used React Native, so I'm familiar with the App Store shipping process and that, but Swift UI is very different. I'll share my Claude Code workflow for how I scaled this initial draft up later in the video. But just to show you guys what I have right now is a simple dashboard that you sign in with your Apple ID. You're eventually gonna be able to see your sleep, recovery, and exertion scores. I haven't hooked this up yet to Apple Health Kit, but Auth and Supabase is all working. There's gonna be a journal feature where you can say, hey, I took 10 grams of creatine yesterday, I meditated yesterday, I missed my evening apple cider vinegar for whatever reason. If you take that, so this will be a way to track what your health kit normally won't be able to pick up, and then be able to triangulate that with your health data. The main tab in the middle is going to be chat, so you'll be able to ask anything to your EVEX chat companion here, such as some examples down here, like how was my sleep this week, and it could directly pull the last 7 days of your sleep record that was from your wearable, or whether you want to manually add that if you don't have a wearable. And then it can also, triangulate that with your mood that you logged in your journal, or other steps like, hey, you slept for 8 hours and your wake time was 5 a.m. consistently, your mood's better. And other stuff like for workouts, like should I work out today? You could say, well, you've hit the gym last 5 days, ran the last 2 days, would be a good window to take an off day. Stuff like that. So this is gonna be like kind of the bread and butter of this app. When I'm thinking like a lot of the wisdom I see online is like nail one thing your app does and nail it. And if putting the AI wrapper around your health data is the one thing I wanna nail with this, and kind of keep the other tabs simple. that's what my main focus is going to be for the MVP. Though I will get a little maybe in depth just because I'm picky with the fitness logging to log your workouts in this tab. I'm thinking just basic things like, when you hit a chest day, you can log, what you did for the sets and reps and weight. And that way, when you go to the chat feature, this is something I struggle to do, is I just want to be able to chat like, hey, last time I did barbell bench press, what weight and what were my sets and reps? If you do track your workouts, you could, of course, filter that and manually scroll through all the workouts, but that's tedious, and I don't have a lot of time in the gym. And this is something certainly an AI wrapper could solve. So that's what I'm going for in the fitness tab. And I'll also, if you log your workouts in your Whoop or Garmin, they could auto show up here also, but you'd always have the ability to manually add one and manually add sets and reps. I'm not certain how running it's going to work in here. Assume it'll work, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And then the profile tab would kind of have more granular biometrics on your data, like your resting heart rates. You can log your height and weights, maybe your VO2 max, stuff like that. For the more technical people, something I'm slowly getting more into. I will have to do more research on a lot of these. There's going to be, almost 100 actually here. These are just the placeholder ones. But to really understand these and to give better advice here, especially on the home screen for your sleep, recovery, and exertion scores, that will be important. And for what I'm kind of doing with these is the approach that other apps do, where sleep is, how long you slept. Recovery is the quality of your sleep. You may sleep 8 hours, but if you got no deep sleep, wouldn't be the best recovery score. And then exertion based on yesterday and how much you exercise, or also today too, and correlating it with these recovery variables. How much should you work out? Are you going to overdo it? Are you going to underdo it? Honestly, I'm a person that overdoes it too much, and then suffers the consequences, whether that's mentally or through injury or, not the greatest quality lifts the following week. So this is something I'm building for myself, which is another reason I'm pretty bullish on this idea. It's something I always wanted. I've tried a lot of fitness apps. Some work for me, some don't. Some have all the data I like, but don't present it in a beautiful way. Some are beautiful apps, but don't have all the data I want. So I'm excited about this a lot. And this is only a few deep work sessions of work over the last week. I was mostly, honestly, the month of July. Today's August 3rd. The month of July was a lot of mental reset for me. It was a lot of traveling, and I did a lot of content creation in June. Probably how a lot of you found me, though I was a little burnt out from that and needed some time off. It's affecting my sleep, affecting my workouts. EVEX, this app, would have told me that. But I took July to, kind of reset. I also pick up some new AI coding tools like Claude Code, which again, we'll talk about later. And kind of familiarizing myself with the Swift UI. I haven't used Xcode in a minute, so that was a good kind of general realigning. And now that it's August, I'm ready to hit the ground running and keep work on this. And you can expect a lot of updates about this app in future videos. I'm really excited to do it and put it in your hands. And I'll need beta testers, so a lot of stuff coming your guys' way. Without further ado, it's now 12:15. I'm hungry. Let's go to Whole Foods and get some food for today and for the week. All right, we are finally back from the grocery. Carried this all home. That was pretty brutal after that run, but let me show you what I picked up. So this is all I bought, $204. Let's start with the meat. This is 4 packets of 93% lean, organic, grass-fed ground beef. And this is 4 pounds of organic ground chicken. So this will last me 4 meals for the work week. I usually have the beef in the morning, chicken at night, just to get my fats in early. get some clean energy and then pair this with some carbs later. And when I cook these, I have a video on my channel how I did that already in my reels. But I'll cook it with a couple heads of organic broccoli, organic cauliflower. I have this on this bag. I don't like putting things in a bag unless absolutely necessary. Like this came pre-packaged. Like the parsley, like that would just got destroyed. But I get this organic parsley. I do this with pretty much all my meals, just a good way to get greens in. I'll also serve these over like a bed of spring mix lettuce, which I can show you in here. Yeah, just the basic spring mix, super good value. Also great to get carrots, cucumbers, shredded carrots. Just fill your stomach with healthy, clean vegetables. And I freaking love carrots, so that's my vibe. Also, as you may have saw in the video, 2 grass-fed boneless steaks. These were not cheap, $86 for 2, but honestly, I was just craving a steak. It's now early August. I haven't cooked one since June, so I'm gonna cook these 2 tonight. Have one tonight, have one tomorrow. You're grilling me as well, right? And then you have space in the grill, so I'll cook some zucchini, organic, again, to go with these steaks. Also have jalapenos, just great to have. I love spicy food, so I might have those with the steak or with my meal prep, TBD. Also gotta get some hot sauce. Haven't tried this brand. Well, I've tried this brand, not this green sauce. I do love Yellowbird, but it's so expensive. It's like $14 for a bottle. This is just $4, so trying this out. Gotta have a rotation of hot sauces, huge for everything. Some organic dates. This is the best single thing in Whole Foods. I love these, organic from California. This will be good replenishment for potassium from the run earlier. And I got some hot bar, just 3 chicken breasts over greens. That'll serve me right now. I'm not gonna cook this right now, so I want something to eat now. I have a lot of work to do. But yeah, that's my typical grocery haul for Sunday to do some meal prep. All right, feeling recovered now. That lunch was huge. That bag of dates was huge and delicious. Honestly, some afternoons I could just kick it and not have to worry about work or content creation or like working my body with an exercise 24/7. So that was good. Now I feel replenished. Now I'm gonna get some deep work in on EVEX, actually continuing building it out. So I'm gonna drink this super coffee, pure black espresso, triple shot, cold brew action, only 10 calories, pretty unprocessed to my understanding. For some focus, and take some L-tyrosine, probably 1,000 milligrams, deserve that on a Sunday, to kind of just get my dopamine up and get locked in. So this will be about a 2-hour sesh, and I'll update you guys when it's over. Okay, solid 2 hours of deep work done. Honestly, that was almost 2.5 hours, and I'm pretty hungry at this point. Now I want to give you guys a brief demo of Claude Code, my AI coding companion I've been loving and using a lot the past couple weeks. I didn't hop on the initial hype, kind of in the early summer, late spring of 2025. I was a cursor truist. I was honestly early on the cursor train, but I was a little resistant to swap. I had my workflow down, which is fine. I think if you're someone thinking of switching, don't feel the need to switch if your workflow is working for you. I know it's easy to feel the FOMO of, hey, this is a new hot, cool thing, but if you're spending all your time learning new tools and switching, never actually building, then you're never actually building. You're just kind of getting off on the productivity hopping and not the actual work that needs to be done. I know I'm certainly guilty of that, but I wanted to challenge myself and learn this new technology. And I had some friends recommend me local meetups, like my friend Ford. He was a big proponent of it and really broke down the simplicity of it. So I switched over, and I'm using it with Swift UI. So if you notice, this is Xcode, and there's no Claude Code to be seen right now. But if I flip over to Cursor, which I still pay $20 a month for, I can have a terminal open here on the right. I'm still trying to figure out if I like the terminal here or the IDE extension here. Kind of similar to me. This is just the least bug-free for me. So in my iOS repo here, I can just type Claude to initialize an instance of Claude Code. Awesome, and this is a brand new chat. And what I want to be demoing is the power of it to take a screenshot and build out a UX. So as I showed earlier, this is the main dashboard, but it's like completely unstyled. Obviously, this will never get shipped. Very MVP-esque. And I'm gonna feed it some reference photos of stuff I found online for what I like. And honestly, what I did for inspiration, I've talked about this previously, I'm just gonna drag it in, is I go on Pinterest. Whoops, let me center this. I go on Pinterest and just search health iOS dark mode. And honestly, I found a light and dark mode, but I just flipped through these and found a couple I liked. You can drag them right into chat, but just for simplicity, I put them in my folder structure. So if we go back to our cursor IDE here, here's the Bevels app I found, which I really liked. I hope these images load. Yep. So have our 3 score indicators, some good color themes. I'm going to pass it a light mode reference too, just so I can get that down. And then I also found this other app, I don't know what it's called, but some solid design here. So what I would do is I'm going to copy this image. So what I'm going to do is take this image, drag it in here. I'm going to do the same for part 2. I'm going to do the same for light mode. I'll just do the Bevels app for now. I won't leave that one. And then I'm going to use Talktastic, which is my preferred speech to text, to talk to Claude Code Opus model and give it a ton of details for what I want done. And we'll see if it can one-shot it. So I have that key bound to Option T on my keyboard, and let's do it. Attached are 2 screenshots for the Bevels app, the dark mode one. One is the top of the home screen, the second is the bottom of it. Implement that feature page with extreme detail in our application. Follow the exact color schemes, the gradients on the health indicators, the border radius, the shadowing, apply animation where possible. Don't worry about real data, just use hard-coded data for what we don't currently have for now. You are welcome to update the bottom tab navigator also. However, I like how ours is currently pinned to the bottom, but you can match their styling and coloring. Just don't make it rounded like theirs. Ultrathink on this issue. Also attached is a light mode picture for the light mode styling, and make sure on our profile page somewhere we can toggle between light, dark, or system. Cool, and we'll send this off and see how it does. Okay, about 6 minutes later, it finished. I put some white rice in my rice cooker during that time. So let's rebuild our application and see how it turned out. I haven't checked yet, legit, so. Okay, and this is pretty good. It has the status indicators in the way I want it. Looks like some weird caret positioning error here, but has some pretty complex things. All that I asked for that I like. Would have to fix these, make them the same size. It looks like the bottom nav bar is a little too high up. Would fix that. And then I already changed the dark mode, but did add the appearance in the profile tab. That's great. It did honestly change the middle tab too, but I didn't really specify that. Oh, and the nice animations. Didn't even notice that. So what I would do from here, like even this thing, I would take a screenshot of this, give it back to Claude Code and say, be very specific, pretty much just say what I just said on what was broken and let it iterate and iterate and iterate. Hopefully it wouldn't take a couple tries. This is a great starting point and shows the power of the designing of Claude Code. I'll be sharing more tips and abilities and demonstrating my workflow in the future. But I'm pretty happy with this. And without further ado, it's 6 o'clock now. I'm starving. So let's go grill those steaks we picked up. All right, we are out here on the patio about to chef it up. Let me flip the camera and show you these steaks. We got these 2 ribeyes, probably 20 ounces each. Zucchini, doing a pino as well. Can't beat them on the grill. My plan is I'm gonna pat dry them right before I put them on. That's how you get the good sear. Look at this view, come on. That's how you get the good sear. Cook them to medium rare, so that's about 135 internal temp. I'll use this meat thermometer. Great investment if you don't have one, get a high quality one. Probably take, I mean, these are thick, but these grills get so hot, especially in Texas. Probably grill them 5.5 to 6 minutes aside. Take them off there and temp them. But yeah, these are gonna slap. All right, elevator's still broken. Had to walk them up 4 flights of stairs to get to my apartment. But y'all, look at this gas. Honestly, I was a little worried the steak wouldn't come out medium rare. I call that medium, but I was like, oh, it's my first vlog steak. But we got the lunch for tomorrow too. Zucchinis, jalapeno, looking like a snack. I'm gonna scoff this down. We also got some white rice. I'll maybe show you my final plated bowl, but this hit my craving for a grill sesh. First one in almost 2 months. All right, slating an all-time dinner, clean the place. Gotta have it clean for Monday morning. Part of the Sunday night routine. Now, on the topic of eating, I'm gonna show you guys what supplements I take really quickly, as it's an important part of how I keep myself healthy and ready to perform. First and foremost, 10 grams of creatine. I think everyone, male and female, should take this. Main benefits are more energy for muscle production, get you extra reps in the gym, help you build more mass, help you perform better. Also, mental benefits for brain clarity and recovery. Super cheap. I get this on Amazon. I take pill form. I don't like dry scooping it. But #1 recommendation for people. Second is fish oil. I'm not really a big fish guy, so I need my omega-3s and EPA. I take high EPA. This one on Amazon is like $80, but you get 120 servings. It's super worth it. I actually notice a difference in like my memory and cognitive function when I'm off that. Another one, vitamin D. Gotta take 5,000 IU a day. We get a lot of sun here in Texas, but I do it anyway. Next one, just a vitamin. This is honestly a random one, a multivitamin I found in my kitchen, but literally any works, like the 1 a day men's is what I'm gonna order next. A little bro science-y, but I just take this so I'm not lacking anything basic. And then really only special ones are Tonga Ali and Fedogia agrestis, recommended to me by Human Lab podcast just for testosterone and hormone regulation. Honestly, I just noticed a difference when I started taking it 2 years ago. Nothing huge, but if it's a natural way to benefit myself and perform better, why not? All right, we're outside now. Beautiful night for a walk. Help us digest that meal, help us give some reflection on the week off our phone, off our screens, so we can wake up energized and tackle the week on Monday. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of this vlog. Did you like it? Did you not like certain parts? You want to see more from me in certain areas of my life? I'm kind of experimenting with the coding and lifestyle bridge and documenting the process of me building EVEX. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video and all the content I'm putting out. Thanks. I'll see you in the next one.